It was an ordinary Saturday, the kind that holds the promise of a relaxed weekend. But in the quiet town of Poughkeepsie, New York, that promise shattered with a single, chilling scream. The victim was 23-year-old Shannon Gilbert, a vibrant woman with a passion for life and a restless spirit. Known to her friends and family as a free-spirited soul, Shannon had dreams that stretched far beyond the boundaries of her suburban upbringing. At the time, she was working as an escort, hoping to pay off debts and eventually pursue her dream of becoming a social worker. But that weekend in May 2010, as Shannon made a routine visit to a client's house in Oak Beach, something went terribly wrong. Shannon's family had always seen her as a caring individual who had endured her share of hardships. They were deeply worried when they received frantic phone calls in the early morning hours of May 1st. Shannon's voice was frantic, pleading for help. She was clearly in distress, but the specifics of her situation remained murky. Unbeknownst to them, Shannon's last known whereabouts would set off a chilling chain of events that would haunt the community for years. As the hours turned into days, her family took swift action, reporting her missing to the police. The investigation began in earnest, but the more the authorities delved into Shannon's life, the more complicated things became. They learned that a few moments before she disappeared, she had called 911 twice. In her panicked voice, she claimed, "There's someone after me." Dispatchers could hear the chaos in the background, but each time they tried to connect with her more, the call would drop. In the meantime, Shannon's frantic family took to social media, spreading the word about her sudden disappearance. Flyers went up all over Poughkeepsie, their bright colors contrasting starkly with the darkness that was beginning to envelop the case. Just days after she went missing, the police began searching various properties in Oak Beach, the area where Shannon was last seen. The search initially focused on the home of the client she had been visiting, but it quickly expanded as investigators started to uncover a disturbing pattern. Nearby, over the years, several other women had also vanished, each one last seen near Route 27, which ran past the beaches of Long Island. With the clock ticking, authorities turned their attention to the surrounding area. What they found in the marshlands would send shockwaves through the community. As they searched for Shannon, they stumbled upon the bodies of 4 other women, all believed to be victims of the same killer. They had all been reported missing in similar circumstances, young women who were either engaged in sex work or had been involved in risky lifestyles. The discovery sent the investigation into overdrive. These women, like Shannon, had families who mourned them, sowing pain and fear throughout the community. The detectives assigned to the case worked long hours, and every clue seemed to lead them deeper into a dark underbelly that they could scarcely fathom. Weeks turned into months, and as the grim discoveries rose up from the sands of Long Island, the media descended like vultures. The case unraveled in public view, becoming known as the Long Island serial killer investigation. Each new revelation raised new questions while leaving a trail of heartbreak in its wake. But despite increased attention and resources, Shannon Gilbert was still missing. Nearly 2 months after her disappearance, police finally took a pivotal step that would unravel even more layers of this mystery. During a routine search in the marshlands of Oak Beach, they discovered Shannon's remains. Her body was found in a nearby area, not far from where the previous victims were located. However, the cause of her death remains unclear. Preliminary autopsy reports concluded it was undetermined. Signs of trauma were absent, leading investigators to theorize that Shannon may have succumbed to the elements or died of an accidental overdose. But her family knew in their hearts that the circumstances surrounding her disappearance were anything but accidental. Amid tales of a growing list of victims, the investigation began to untangle threads leading straight to a dark predator hiding in plain sight, drawing the attention of an entire nation. As they pored over every detail, investigators honed in on a few suspects, but no solid leads emerged. In the following years, the case grew cold as tips waned and interest started to fade. Just as the scars of grief began to heal for some, a new twist brought the investigation back into the spotlight. In 2016, former Suffolk County Police Chief James Burke, once a leading figure in the investigation, was indicted on federal corruption charges, revealing a shocking betrayal within the very system tasked to protect the citizens. This left many speculating how much had been obscured during the investigation. Had Burke mishandled crucial evidence? How much of the truth had been buried along with the victims? As the years rolled on, the families of Shannon and the other victims continued to pour grief into advocacy, forming groups to keep the victims' stories alive and pressing for attention on the ongoing investigation. However, despite the public support and renewed pressure, the Long Island serial killer case remains unsolved, an unsettling reminder of blank pages still waiting to be filled with the truth. Even with advancements in forensic science and persistent efforts from investigators, nothing has broken the surface of this intricate case. Each passing year leaves loved ones with unanswered questions. Those first haunting screams of Shannon Gilbert echo long after the last media glare has dimmed. Today, the search for justice continues as families remain vigilant. They demand answers, knowing that behind every cold case is a heartbeat, a life erased. As we leave this unsettling tale, we're reminded of one chilling reality. In the pursuit of truth, the shadows can be just as threatening as the light. When will justice finally be served? And who else might still be out there, lurking in the dark?